Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and look at the modern scammer's playbook. And the goal here isn't to scare you, it's to arm you. We're going to break down their exact strategies so you can see them coming a mile away and know exactly what to do to protect yourself.
First, take a look at this number, $179.6 million. That's how much money was stolen just from Americans over the age of 60 in 2023 alone. This isn't some small-time operation. This is a professional criminal industry. Their entire job is figuring out how to get your money.
So I think it's really important we get this straight right from the start. Falling for one of these scams isn't about being foolish or getting tricked. Not at all. It's about going up against professionals who have a practiced, rehearsed script. So by learning their playbook, you're no longer the target. You become the defender. This is all about taking the power back. Now, this chart really tells the story of who these criminals go after and why. You can see that while, anyone can be a target, the amount of money people lose goes up and up and up with age. For folks 80 and over, the median loss is over $1,400. These scammers are cold and calculating. They simply follow the money, and they target older adults because, frankly, that's where they can do the most financial damage.
Okay, so let's get into their actual tactics. Scammers don't just call up and ask for money out of the blue. They tell stories, and these are the plays they run over and over and over again, simply because they work. Once you learn to recognize the story, you can spot the whole scam in a heartbeat.
You hear that? That tone, that immediate sense of urgency, that phony authority, that is the classic opening line for the government impersonator scam, and it is designed from the ground up to make you panic and just react without thinking.
So here's how their little play works. They'll call and claim they're from a trusted agency, the IRS, Social Security, Medicare. They'll even use fake badge numbers to sound legit. But the heart of the scam is always a threat. Pay up now or you're going to be arrested or your benefits are getting cut off. Their one and only goal is to create pure, blinding panic.
Now this one is just plain cruel because it goes right for the heartstrings. The grandparent scam. It starts with this familiar, even loving greeting, but it always turns into a desperate plea for help. And it's always wrapped in a demand for total secrecy.
The story is always pretty much the same. A grandchild is in some kind of trouble and needs money right this second. And the key tactic here is the secrecy part. Please don't tell mom and dad. By insisting you don't tell anyone, they isolate you. They stop you from just making one phone call to check the story. And you have to know this, new AI technology can now clone a person's voice from just a few seconds of audio they find online. It makes these calls sound frighteningly real. Oh, I'm sure we've all seen something like this pop up. A really scary message suddenly just takes over your whole computer screen. It's flashing warnings. Maybe there's a loud beeping noise. Well, this is the bait for the tech support scam.
The play here is pretty simple. The pop-up creates a problem that doesn't actually exist, and then it provides you with the solution, a phone number to call for help. Once you're on the phone, they'll try to persuade you to give them remote access to your computer. And from there, they can do anything. They can install malware or just pretend to find problems and then charge you hundreds or even thousands of dollars to fix them. Please remember this one critical fact. Microsoft, Apple, any legitimate tech company will never, ever contact you first about a virus on your computer.
This quote, it's from a real scam victim, and it just gets right to the heart of the fourth major play and maybe the most dangerous one of all, the romance scam. See, this one doesn't start with panic or a crisis. It starts with kindness. This is what's known as a long con. A romance scammer will spend weeks, sometimes months, building what feels like a real, genuine, loving relationship. They have this detailed backstory, but there's always a reason they can't meet in person. They're working overseas, they're in the military, on an oil rig. Then, just like clockwork, a crisis hits. They need money for a medical emergency, a plane ticket to come see you, a business deal. It's a slow, patient, methodical manipulation of your deepest emotions.
Okay, so we've looked at 4 completely different stories, 4 different plays. But here is the secret. Underneath the story, they all use the exact same tactics. Once you learn these universal red flags, these tells, you can spot any scam, no matter how convincing the story sounds.
Just look at the contrast here. It's night and day. Scammers create panic. Real organizations give you time to think. Scammers threaten you. Real organizations will contact you through official mail. Scammers demand an immediate, specific type of payment. Real businesses offer you secure options. And maybe the most important one,
Scammers insist on secrecy, while any legitimate group will encourage you to talk it over with your family.
So here it is, maybe the most important point of all. If a call or a text or an email makes you feel a sudden, powerful emotion, fear, panic, excitement, even love, that emotion itself is the biggest red flag. Scammers hijack your feelings to shut down your logical thinking. Trust that gut feeling, it's your built-in alarm system.
Now let's talk about how they want you to pay. This is another giant clue. Scammers always demand payment methods that are basically like sending cash. They're fast, they're untraceable, and they're impossible to get back. We're talking about gift cards, wire transfers, cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, and those money transfer apps. And this right here, this is the one rule I really want you to burn into your memory. If anyone, I don't care who they say they are, asks you to pay for something with a gift card, it is a scam. 100% of the time. No government agency, no utility company, no legitimate business on planet Earth will ever ask you to pay a bill with a Target or an Apple gift card. There are absolutely zero exceptions to this rule.
All right, we've covered the tactics, we've covered the red flags. But there's a deeper, more human element to all of this that we really need to understand if we're going to build a truly effective defense. And it's a fair question, right? If we can learn all the rules and see the red flags, why do so many smart, capable people still end up falling victim to these criminals? What are we missing here?
And here's the answer. Research has shown that a key factor isn't how smart you are or how much money you have, it's social isolation. Scammers exploit loneliness. For someone who's feeling isolated, a scammer who calls offers a connection. It could be a new love interest, or it could just be a friendly voice on the phone. And that can be an incredibly powerful thing, and very, very hard to resist.
Okay, we know their playbook. We know the red flags. And now we understand the emotional hooks they use to pull people in. So let's build our defense. These are the simple, effective counterplays that will keep you and your money safe. This is it. This is single-handedly the most powerful defense you can possibly create. It's called the Trusted Circles strategy, and it is so simple. First, you just pick one or two people in your life that you trust completely. Could be a child, a close friend, a good neighbor. Second, you make a pact, a promise, with them. You promise each other that before you ever send money or give out information because of some urgent, unexpected request, you will call them first. Period. That one simple step breaks the scammer's spell of urgency and secrecy.
And here is your immediate action plan. What to do in the moment. First, just pause. If you feel that rush of emotion, just stop. Don't do anything. Second, verify. Hang up the phone. Look up the official number for the bank or the agency yourself, and you call them back directly. And listen, it is never rude to hang up on a suspicious caller. Finally, report. Every attempt you see at reportfraud.ftc.gov. And please remember, you are not alone in this. You can always call the AARP's free helpline for support and advice.
So, I'll leave you with this question. And it's not just something to think about, it's something to do. After you finish watching this, just take a moment. Decide right now who will be in your trusted circle. And then make that call. Make that promise to each other. It is the simplest and the strongest shield you have.